This video is about the very important Ho Chi tunnels of Vietnam, which is very much connected to the war between Vietnam and the US. These tunnels are around 250 kilometers multi-level underground network in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, used by the Viet Cong during the Vietnam War for communication, shelter and guerrilla attacks. It is around 60 km northwest of the city and the top tourist site. Visitors can go through the reinforced sections if they are able to crawl through that. Our tour guide was explaining about the various colors in the map. The red area was the place where the Vietnamese stayed and they fought, and the blue area was the Americans, and the yellow color is the villages surrounding, and the villagers were not allowed to go unless they tell the US soldiers where they are going, whom they are going to meet, because they suspected that the villagers will go and help the Vietnamese people with food, dresses, etc. The black spot in the map that shows the tunnels underground where the Vietnamese lived, and the blue patches were the place where the American soldiers lived, and they didn't even know that there were very well laid out tunnels underground in which the Vietnamese soldiers lived, and they were planning to attack them. When the American soldiers were asleep, the Vietnamese soldiers used to steal their weapons, dresses, etc. And the villages were completely controlled by the US. It was very interesting to know that this 250 kilometers of underground tunnel was built during the time of French colonial rule against the French and expanded in the 1960s against the US. That included living quarters, hospitals, storage and secret camouflaged entrances. This provided a crucial, hidden and resilient base of operations for North Vietnamese soldiers. The photos of the people who were affected by the Agent Orange. So one of the photo of a lady was taken in this spot, our tour guide told us. The soldiers lived almost 20 years inside these tunnels, and what you see above is the structure of the tunnels, that is underground tunnels. What the guide is pointing out is a kitchen. The smoke passes through various chambers so that the intensity is reduced, and usually they cooked in the midnight or in the early morning, and it appeared like a mist or fog and not like a smoke. They also had a sleeping room with a hammock to relax whenever they are not fighting. And what you find above is the storage place where they keep all the weapons, and this is the bunker in which they used to hide. If there is an emergency, if they hear the sound of a bomb, they will come to this shelter, which is a triangular shape, which is the bomb shelter. They also had a water well, which you see a long tube-like structure. 0.5 meter is the width of this tunnel in this place where they had to crawl. And they were so intelligent that they used this bamboo stick, what you find here, for getting us oxygen for breathing. That was also invisible. So they got the ventilation through that. In case of emergency, there was a river exit also, which you see there in the picture, through which they will swim and exit through the river. And these are some of the booby traps set up by them for catching the enemy. If one falls, he will shout for help, and then when others come, they will also fall into the trap and they can be killed. Many such traps were just looking like a grass surface. And another one was a very small space through which they can go inside and they can hide. Some of our tour members, they ventured into that. Those who are thin only could go, and how they come out you can see in the video. Like this, they had set up various types of booby traps, escaping routes and hiding places, everything all along to win the mightiest power at that time. This is the hole through which they went inside. Then we saw lifelike statues of the soldiers and about their dresses. The black checked scarf around their neck was used as a multi-purpose weapon, we heard from the tour guide. Sometimes if they don't have a bullet in their gun, they will use that to kill the enemy, to strangle them, or sometimes they use it to clean their body. Like that, it was multi-purpose. It was quite interesting. And the black dressed lady was a guerrilla warfare lady, he told us. And then he showed us the various types of booby traps set up. One was called the door trap, other was called the rolling one was called the window trap. So everything was set up so that whenever the US soldiers run on them, they'll be caught and they'll be tortured to death. You can see the sharp nails fixed in everything, and there was a demonstration as how every booby trap works. So these things made us really astonished, because the Vietnamese people, they were determined to win against the enemy, and so they had lot of innovative methods. Now what you see above, it's a seesaw trap. It works like a seesaw, and once you put your leg on one thing, the other will push you inside. And there was other one called the door trap. The upper part was not moving, whereas the bottom portion, if a soldier tries to push the door open, then the bottom portion will hit the bottom part of the soldier and he will be badly hurt. Then we saw underground portion where they were lifelike models as how they made their gunpowder and other weapons secretly in the tunnels. If you press a button, everything started operating, and it was very interesting to watch. Now we were taken to the underground tunnel. Those who could bend and crawl can venture through that. This is an example. A chapel so designed, it will show the footprints on the opposite side to confuse the enemy.
Approaching another direction. It's symbol, right? Very effective. It's symbol. And when you realize, it's too late. We already escaped. Okay. Oh my God.
Then we saw a place fully covered with bushes, but it was an exhaust for the kitchen hidden. So the enemy cannot even guess that there is an underground kitchen. And then the used tanks were also kept there, and we took photographs there. And there were lifelike statues of the soldiers who fought in the war. And this is the underground place which I shared with you earlier, where they made weapons. So on the whole, it was very interesting to know how the Vietnamese were resilient to fight their enemy. After a very good visit of Cu Chi tunnels, we went to an Indian restaurant called Haldi, where we had very good lunch. After that, we sat in the bus so as to go to the city back again. Thanks for watching.